Hi, welcome. This is tutorial number 4 on the double day play. And on this particular tutorial, we're going to talk about something called liquidity. Okay, and it has a lot to do with the bid and ask, which has a lot to do in determining whether you can double or more than double your investment in a day. Okay, so in this particular example, we're looking at IBM. We're looking at the first strike price out of the money of $195, and we can see that the bid and ask is $8.45 and $8.65, a 20-cent spread. Well, the reality is I'm probably going to make an offer somewhere in the middle. I'm going to offer to buy that option for, say, $8.55, right smack dab in the middle. Well, the reality is that 10 cents difference between the bid and what I actually pay is the profit margin that I give to the market maker. Okay, so we often refer to the market maker as a person, and truthfully, it's an entity. Okay, it's groups of people. All right. But the reality is somebody out there is actually going to sell that option for $8.45. That's why the bid is even there to begin with. Somebody is willing to sell it for $8.45. I'm trying to make as close to that I'm trying to make that gap between the what somebody's going to sell it for, $8.45, and what I'm going to pay to be as small as possible. If I give him $8.55, which is right there in the middle, that means 10 cents is going to go in the market maker's back pocket. He's going to give the $8.45 to the person who's willing to sell it for that, and he's going to keep 10 cents for himself. Well, that 10 cents difference could be all the difference in determining whether you actually double your investment or not. So you need to be giving the market maker as little money off the top as possible. And how much do I think that needs to be? I think that needs to be a nickel or less. And truthfully, there's no reason why you can't get the spread between the bid and the ask to only be a penny. Okay? The difference is the deciding factor, rather, in determining that is something called liquidity. Liquidity determines the spread between the bid and the ask. The more liquidity we have, the tighter that spread is going to be. So how can we get our liquidity up so high, and what actually goes in determining liquidity? Well, liquidity is determined between two key numbers: the volume, or the number of people actually buying that option, and the open interest, the number of people that actually wrote the contracts. Okay, the higher that combination of numbers are, the more liquidity you have. The more liquidity you have, the tighter the spread. So let me show you something. Well, first of all, let's look at this one, $8.45 and $8.65, 20-cent spread on our bid and the ask. We have 158 people have actually bought that particular option, and we have 1,984 open interest, a pretty good open interest. But now let's jump over to another option. Here we are on SPY, SPY. It's an ETF, trades just like a regular stock does. And the first thing I need to clear up is the fact that we have 3 different versions. We have a SPY J, that's a jumbo. That's not a contract of 100 like you would typically buy. That's a contract of 1,000. We're not going to pay attention to that one. Then we have SPY, the regular one, which is a normal contract for 100. And below that, we have SPY 7, which is a broken contract, or a contract of only 10. We're going to look at the one we always buy, what we typically buy, and that's just the regular old plain Jane SPY with nothing after it. That's the contract of 100. Well, the first one out of the money is 186.50. That's the first one out of the money. These are in 50-cent intervals too. Okay, 186.50. And we can see that the bid currently right now with 6 days to expiration. Remember, we're only going to buy this with 2 days or less to expiration. The bid and the ask is $1.04 and $1.05. A 1 cent spread between the bid and the ask. And why is there only a penny separation between the two? Because our liquidity is so high. And what goes into liquidity? Volume and volume and open interest. Our volume is 19,551, and our open interest is 11,740. So there is only a penny separation because the combination of those two numbers, which goes into calculating liquidity, is so stinking high. And just to give you an example to show you that these guys are indeed making money and you're not chincing them at all, we had 19,551 people already pay for it, and each one of them paid the market maker a penny off the top. So times 0.01 equals We have already, on this option at this strike price, we have already given the market maker $195.51 today. And we have hundreds of thousands of options that we're going to be buying and selling on a daily basis. Hundreds of thousands of them. Trust me, don't give them any more than a penny if you can help from it. You can go as high as a nickel, but don't. Truthfully, you can find them for a penny all day long. Keep that number low. If you can keep that spread to a penny or a nickel or less, okay, then you have a greater likelihood of being able to double your investment on the double day play. Why? Because if there was a 20 cent or 30 cent or 40 cent spread between the bid and the ask, well, when you go to buy in it and when you go to sell out of it, if you're giving the market maker 20 cents, 30 cents, every single time, that takes away from your profit margin and decreases the likelihood that you're going to double or more than double your investment. So only give him a penny if you can help it, 5 cents at the highest, and that's how you can find those 1 cent increments, is by finding those options with a high liquidity or a combination of the volume and the open interest.